Hello students, welcome to the chapter differentiability. So this is my second video on this chapter. So in my first video I discussed the definition of differentiability, left hand derivative, right hand derivative and one important theorem. So in this video I am going to solve examples on differentiability. So let me see the first question. Prove that the function f given by f of x is equal to mod x minus 1, x belongs to R, is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So students, this mod x minus 1 function, you have to prove that it is not differentiable at x equal to 1 point. So now see the solution. So first let me recall that the function is not differentiable if the first point is limit as h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h does not exist. And second point is left hand derivative, right hand derivative does not exist. Left hand derivative, right hand derivative exist but not equal. So these are the 3 points you have to remember for not differentiability. At a given point means here x is selected as a point. Okay. So now first, given that function is mod x minus 1. So since it is a modulus function, let me operate first right hand derivative at x equal to 1 point. It is written as, okay, so remember students, the right hand derivative in general given by at c point h tends to 0 plus f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h, where c is a point. Now which point given? At 1 point. Therefore replace in this formula c is equal to 1. So that is RHD. Right hand side is written as limit as h tends to 0 plus f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. So next is substitution of f of 1 plus h and f of 1. So right hand side is equal to limit as h tends to 0 plus f of 1 plus h, it is written as modulus of, replace this x by 1 plus h, 1 plus h minus 1 as it is, minus f of 1 is nothing but replace in this x minus 1, 1 minus 1 divided by h as it is. So next is simplification. 1 and 1 get cancelled, it become mod h, and this is 1 minus 1 0 and divided by h as it is. So next is, in the next step, modulus of h is substitution. So modulus of h is nothing but it is h only, h, okay, because h is tending to 0, more than 0 means it is a positive number. We know that modulus of x is equal to x if x is greater than 0. Therefore mod h is given by h only. Okay, I hope you understood. And then divided by h as it is. Modulus of 0 is 0. Now h and h get cancelled, so it become 1 value. So what is the limit of 1? So limit of 1 as h tends to 0 is 1 value. So therefore right hand derivative value is 1. Okay. In the same way you find out left hand derivative. Now first see left hand derivative formula. Limit as h tends to 0 minus f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h. Same formula, but h is tending to lesser than 0 to 0, that is 0 minus we denote. So in this also, at which point given? One value, 1 point. Therefore C is replaced by 1. So in this formula replace 1. C replaced by 1. So that is left hand derivative is written as limit as h tends to 0 minus f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. So next is substitution. F of 1 plus h, same, it is modulus of 1 plus h minus 1. So substituting this same function, x is equal to 1 plus h. And f of 1 means put x equal to 1 divided by h as it is. Next again here also 1 and 1 get cancelled, it become mod h minus 0 divided by h. Next, what is the value of mod h? Now here h is tending to 0 minus means it is approaching 0 lesser than 0, which means that negative 2 it is approaching 0, negative number to 0 it is approaching. Therefore modulus of what is a negative number? Okay, it is minus h. Modulus of x is minus x by the definition. Therefore mod h here it is minus h, because h is approaching lesser than 0 to 0 means a negative number to 0 it is approaching. If it is negative number, modulus of the negative number is written as minus x definition. Okay, therefore this term is written as minus h and 0 as it is, so divided by h. So h and h get cancelled, so it become minus 1. So left hand derivative value is minus 1. So here you can see that left hand derivative and right hand derivative exist, but they are different. That is one right hand limit derivative and minus 1 is left hand derivative. They are unequal. Therefore what we can say here, the function is not differentiable at x equal to 1. Okay, I hope you understood this solution. So next move to second question. Prove that the greatest integer function defined by f of x is equal to greatest integer function x, where x is less than 3 greater than 0, in between 0 to 3 only it is defined, is not differentiable at x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. So here in this example at 2 point you have to prove that the function is not differentiable. So in previous example you learned that how to prove that it is not differentiable at a given point. So like that 2 times you have to do it. One is at 1 point, another is at 2 point. So okay, now let me prove that the function is not differentiable at x equal to 1. So for that same procedure, right hand derivative, first we have to write right hand derivative. It is given by the formula f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h tending to 0 plus. So this indicates that more than 0 to 0. So here at 1 point means replace c by 1, that is RHD, right hand derivative written as f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. So now what is a f of 1 plus h? Replace in this f of x as a 1 plus h, that is greatest integer of 1 plus h minus greatest integer 1 divided by h. Okay, now h is tending to 0 plus means this h is more than 0 to it is approaching 0. That means 1 plus more than 0 means this entire value is more than 1 it become. So understand here students, h is tending to more than 0 means it is a positive number and 1 plus means it is become greater than 1 value. So what is the greatest integer of any number greater than 1? So that you should know it, that you learnt in first PUC in the function chapter, greatest integer function, how to find the values. So if any number is 1.5, what is the greatest integer of 1.5? 1. Lesser than that number, which is the greatest value, greatest integer value, that is the answer of that function, or that function works like that. So now it is a more than 0 means 1 plus more than 0 means it is a more than 1 number. Therefore greatest integer of 1 plus h, it is written as 1 only. Here is the reason. 1 plus h number is more than 1. Therefore greatest integer of this one more than 1 number, it is 1 only. More than 1 means it is not more than 2. It lies between, it is 0 is approaching very close to 0 point, like 0 0.1, 0 0.5. Then number is become 1 point, because 1 plus is there. No, it become more than 1, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Then it is approaching 0. That point number approaching 0, then it become 1. So therefore greatest integer of 1 plus h is more than 1, and its value is 1. And the greatest integer of exact one integer, it is 1 only. So numerator become divided by h as it is, numerator value becomes 0, and divided by h, 0 upon h is 0. Therefore limit is also 0 value. So that is RHD, right hand derivative, is 0. I hope you understood this substitution of greatest integer function value. In the same way, left hand derivative now. Left hand derivative written as limit as h tends to 0 minus, just change the symbol plus to minus, and the same term f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. So next is substitution. So this is the formula used. So next is limit as h tends to 0 minus, f of 1 plus h means greatest integer of 1 plus h minus 1, greatest integer 1 divided by h. So next is substitution of 1 plus h, greatest integer. So here the value of 1 plus greatest integer of 1 plus h, and h is approaching lesser than 0 to 0. Lesser than 0 means negative number. So when you operate 1 minus 1 plus negative number, it become lesser than 1. Okay, so here you can see the reason. As h tending to 0, less than 0 number, 1 plus h number become less than 1, because h is negative. 1 minus negative means this value become less than 0, sorry, less than 1. 1 minus, if you subtract a small number, then it become a less than 1. Very simple. So next is, therefore greatest integer of 1 plus h is 0, because this value becomes 0. Like 9, 0 0.91, 0 0.98, 0 0.9, 0 0.8, like that it become. So greatest integer of any number 0 to 1, 0 to less than 1, that is 0 0.5, 0 0.6, the greatest integer value is 0. Okay, so therefore greatest integer of 1 plus h, here in this case it is a 0 number, because h is approaching 0 minus, and f of 1 is 1 and divided by h. So here minus 1 upon h. So limit of this function now does not exist, because as h is approaching to 0 number, this value become higher, that is infinity. So therefore it is not defined here. We cannot find the limit of this 1 minus 1 upon h term. So it is not defined. So here you can see that left hand derivative, right hand derivative, they are different, they are unequal. So therefore what we can say, it is not differentiable at x equal to 1. I hope you understood this explanation. So next is second point. In the same way we operate at x equal to 2 point, and we prove that it is not a differentiable. So next is at 2 point I am proving f is not differentiable. f is not differentiable at x equal to 2 point. So at x equal to 2, the right hand derivative is written as, in this formula, right hand derivative formula, c point, take it as a 2 now, because the point is not 1 now, the point is 2. Therefore c is changed by 2. That is, right hand derivative equal to limit h tends to 0, f of 2 plus h, that is c plus h, c is 2 now, f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h. Now f of 2 plus h written as greatest integer 2 plus h, that is, in the f of x, replace x by 2 plus h, greatest integer 2 plus h, f of 2 means greatest integer 2 and h as it is. Next, h is approaching more than 0, that means it is a positive. So if h is positive, that is a greater than 0, that is a small quantity, okay, it may be any number, but more than 0 to 0 it is approaching, like 0.1, 0.001, like that it is approaching 0 number, whatever. So this term become 2 plus, that means it is more than 2. 2 plus h become more than 2. So greatest integer of 2 more than 2, it is always 2 only. For example, 2.5, what is the greatest integer? 2. 2.1, the value is 2. Greatest integer of 2.3, it is 2. So therefore 2 point something, whatever number is there, greatest integer is 2 only. Therefore here what happens, limit as h tends to 0, it become 2, and f of 2 is also 2. That is, the greatest integer of 2 is the same number because it is an integer, okay, divided by h as it is. Okay, so here is the reason, as h tending to 0, more than 0, 2 plus h is become more than 2. More than 2 means it is very close to 2, like 2.1, 2.2, 2.001, whatever. Greatest integer of that is always 2. So make it, this is correction, it is a 2, it is not 1, it is a 2. Okay. Next is limit as h tends to 0, 2 minus 2 numerator, it becomes 0. So right hand derivative is become 0. Similarly, left hand derivative is operated, that is f of, here symbol changes, minus. So greatest integer of 2 plus h, f of 2 is greatest integer 2 divided by h. So next, substitution of this. Now h is tending lesser than 0. So this is a small number, negative small number. 2 minus that, it become 1. Okay, 1, greatest integer of 2 plus h, here it become 1 because h is approaching 0 number lesser than 0, that is negative. 2 minus, if you subtract a small quantity or if you add a small quantity negative number, it become 1 point something. And the greatest integer of 1 point any number or 1 point something number, it is always 1. And greatest integer of 2 is 2, h as it is. So here, as h tending to 0, less than 0, 2 plus h number become less than 2. Less than 2 means it's very near to, like 1.9, 1.99, like that. Whatever this 1 point something, greatest integer of that, it is always equal to 1. So therefore it is a 1 substitution. So next, numerator will become minus 1 upon h. So as I written in the previous case, this is not defined. So here also our right hand derivative, left hand derivative not equal. So therefore we say that function is not differentiable. So dear students, in this example, remember, you know the graph of greatest integer function, and also you studied in previous concept continuity topic, it is not continuous at every integer point. The function is not discontinuous at every integer number, like it is not continuous at 1, 2, 3, 0, -1, -2. At integer points, the function is not continuous, that is, it is a discontinuous. So from this example, understand, if function is not continuous at point, at a given point or at the point, it is also not differentiable at that point. Okay, from this example you have to understand, if a function is not continuous, that is discontinuous, then it is not differentiable. Okay, so just I am showing you this by drawing the graph. So next, let me discuss the same example with a graph now. So let me draw the first graph of greatest integer function. So this is the axis, and you know greatest integer, any number 0 to 1 it is 0, but at 1 it is open, because at one value the function is 1, therefore this line we get. And at x equal to 2, here it is open, therefore because at 2 the value is 2, so like this it is continuous. Negative number, here for 0 it is 0, already point is here, therefore this line should not touch axis, so left side it will come. And here this is a graph greatest integer. Here you can see that in this graph, at every integer number there is a gap, that is a discontinuous. Therefore this function greatest integer x, it is not differentiable at every integer. Okay, so therefore at x equal to 1 and at x equal to 2, it is not a differentiable function. So here f of x equal to greatest integer x is discontinuous at x equal to 1 and 2. Not only 1 and 2, it is discontinuous for all integers. So and also not differentiable at x equal to 1 and 2. Okay, so from this you have to understand, or you have to remember, if a function f is not continuous, then it is not differentiable. This is very important point. Remember students, if a function is not continuous, then it is not differentiable. So in examination, if any function is given, prove that or check that whether it is a differentiable or not at a particular point, just by drawing the graph, or if you know the graph, so easily we can say that whether it is a differentiable or not. If the function is continuous, it may be differentiable or not, that we have to check it by procedure. But if it is not continuous, then compulsory it is not a differentiable. Okay. So now, dear students, you learned that how to prove that, or how to check that it is not differentiable at point using the definitions, that is a formula. So now let me give you some hint or method using graph method. Already one you learned, that is, if it is not continuous, then it is not differentiable. Just drawing the graph, if it is discontinuous, then it is not differentiable. That is the first point. If f is not continuous, that is discontinuous, then it is not differentiable. And second point, in any graph, or if any function, if you draw the graph, if sharp edge exists at that point, the function is not differentiable. The function is continuous. Okay, but in the graph we are getting sharp edge. If sharp edge exists, means at that point it is not differentiable. Okay, let me give some example for this second point. Modulus of x function. So you know the graph of modulus x. So this is a V shape, that is a graph of mod x. So when you draw the graph of modulus x, here at a 0 point, here you can see that we get a sharp edge. So therefore at a 0 point, it is not differentiable. Already you proved that in the first video. So modulus x function is not differentiable at 0 point because of this reason. If by graphical method, just observe this sharp edge. If sharp edge there means it is not differentiable. Okay. And another example for discontinuous, let me take signum function or sinum function. The sinum function is not differentiable at 0 point because at 0 point, let me draw the graph. At 0 it is 0. You know the graph of sinum function. So this is the graph of sinum function. So in this graph you can see that at 0 point it is not continuous. So function is discontinuous. So therefore at 0 point it is not differentiable. Remember students. Okay. So I hope you understood all these things, and remember all these are important for competitive exams. Okay. So in my next video I am going to discuss how to find derivative of the composite function. Okay. Thank you.